All right, everybody, welcome back to the Pinhigh Philadelphia Golf Podcast Show. I'm Francesca Ruscio, duh, of course, and today's guest is someone I've been really looking forward to sitting down with. I'm already losing my wits here. Ed Levine is a lawyer, a serious golf enthusiast, and you're going to learn more about what I mean by that. And honestly, one of those rare people who can talk about the game from just about every angle: competitive, cultural, strategic, and philosophical. We're really setting them up here. And around here in Philly, that combination makes for a dangerous golf partner. We're getting into a little bit of everything today. So I'd like to get into a little bit of a Masters recap, of course, what championship golf season looks like in the Philadelphia area right now, and how someone trained to argue for a living thinks about the mental side of this game. We all pretend that really isn't psychological. Now, before we jump in, a quick shout out to our friends over at PXG for helping us all get ready for this year's golf season here in Philly. Now, if you've been thinking about getting a proper fitting, which I recommend, upgrading your clubs, which I also recommend, or just seeing what properly matched equipment can actually do for your game, now is the time. You can use my code, that is Philly Golf Girl 10 at checkout to get started with PXG this season. Trust me, properly fitted equipment changes everything. All right, let's just get right into it. Ed, welcome to the
Well,
Pinhigh Philly podcast.
pleasure to be here. What an intro. My goodness. I want to put one thing straight, though. I am a lawyer,
What?
but haven't practiced in so long. I am a judge, actually. So that really, I don't know what that means, but I can definitely,
Okay.
I don't know, negotiate, be a person there. So I see a lot. I can tell whether people are BSing or not. I know you're
Right.
sincere and you're genuine and you're not lying to me. And a
Ooh,
golf
okay.
enthusiast, you got that.
Mm.
And I'm now a writer, apparently, for Fideri Media. So
Oh,
this
I
is
love
exciting. I
that.
can't even believe this because
Yeah.
I've always been the wannabe, try to figure out a way to get onto a course without paying
Mm.
because I'm pretty cheap. I don't belong to a country club. I am your Carl Spackler type.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
If you
Well,
can
you're
take anybody from Caddyshack, like who would you
uh
be if you were someone in Caddyshack?
well, am I pre-dating Caddyshack? I'm a 93 baby. When did Caddyshack come out?
Oh, that came out 78, 79. It's old. Don't tell
Yeah.
me you haven't watched Caddyshack.
All right. If I had to identify somebody's cat, I would be the winner.
The
Whoever whoever
I
that
have
is.
I have so many. So we've got some movies to watch. So
We do.
Noonan, you know Noonan.
Okay.
Well, Noonan is the character who is trying to get to college and become the top, the best. And he's got a great
Mm.
heart and he's very sincere and he just wants to be that guy and he asks for help. He's a sincere character. The whole story is based around Danny Noonan. And in the end, Noonan actually wins in the end in
Who
the
plays him,
club
by the way?
championship.
Who
Oh, I
plays him?
have
Do you
no
know?
idea. He's like an
Okay.
actor because you got Chevy Chase in it, and you got Bill
Chevy
Murray
Chase,
in it,
yes. Bill Murray,
and
yeah.
I can't. Oh, Rodney Dangerfield, millions of other a classic movie. But I think every
Mm.
golfer kind of is one of those characters in a certain way.
Mhm.
And people
Mm.
see me as a judge. I am not Judge Smales. So Judge
Okay.
Smales in the movie is totally arrogant, a complete jerk. His poop doesn't stink, and he's that guy. And although I am a judge, I am not that guy.
You use the
Spackler
word
is just
poop. Just say shit, man. Shit just sounds
well,
better
okay.
than poop.
We're going there. I have standards. I
Because
have
poop just
professionalism.
that just sounds I'm just thinking like intestinals and sterile walls right now. Like go poop in a cup. I it just doesn't sound it just sounds too clean, too
Well, we
clinical to
will
me.
shit away then. It is all
Oh
shit
my
all the time.
God. I
Okay, maybe get edited. But yes, I am writing for
right.
Fideri. This is crazy. Last year, I
Oh,
started a golf column with one of the entities that Fideri has overtaken. And actually, the pure
that's
reason
excellent.
I
Mhm.
was doing it, A, is because I love to write. I love to share stories. And I honestly,
Yeah.
I'm not a great golfer. I'm actually a pretty bad golfer, but I enjoy the
Mm.
game. And I think most golfers are that. There are a lot of golfers. Of course, there are golfers that are
Mhm.
very diehard, very competitive, and they love
Right.
the game and they'll pay good money to play the game. But I think you'll come to find that most golfers in the Philly area are just guys who or girls or whatever who get out once a week, maybe if they're lucky. They got wives, families, kids, maybe twice a month. Maybe they're in a league. They're just playing and scrapping, and they're going to whatever the muni is to get out there and play. And they just love the game for what the game is. And I think that's a larger percentage of golfers than the ones that can devote a lot of time and energy and take lessons and all of that. And it's great to take lessons. I took lessons once. It helped, but I just didn't have the consistent play. But you know what? I still go out there. I still play when I get a chance. I love playing with my kids when they're around. In fact, my kid texted me today. He's like, hey, I'm in town, because he was up in New York City. He's like, I'm going to be in town this week. You want to play golf? I'm going to be out of town. I wish you would tell me ahead of time. But that's the cool part about golf for me. It's the time. It's the people you meet. It's the place. It's the beauty of the courses. And sometimes it's the ugliness of the courses. I have played some ugly courses, and they're kind of charming in their own way. They have kind of this character where, okay, that's where the crabgrass is. I'll lift in place and put it in a nice patch over there. I played on greens that have dead spots all over the place. And I challenge any pro to play some of these crappy courses. They probably won't do that well on a crappy course when you get conditions over there. But these courses are doing the best they can. And I kind of like to promote some of those courses as well. So that was one of the reasons I wrote. And then one of the other reasons I wrote is, like, I kind of want to get press passes to things and get these little perks, Like,
I know. Perks are great.
I'm looking at you, and I think we've got to figure out how to get press passes to the Masters. We can do this. It can be done.
I agree.
Can you make it happen?
Yeah, well, like, I know I'm all Italian, but I have a little Jew in me when I say this. I started making golf content because I wanted to. I'm still single. There's a whole host of men out there who play great golf, and I'm like, you know what? I'm 33. I'm still single. Let's just put our crap out there in the most creative way. Look cute doing it, and see if we can get a little ROI in there. Maybe a nice little date. Now,
that is a great way to do it, because you got a lot of guys that love golf, and it's hard to find a woman that loves golf.
Well, I'll tell you this. Now, my success rate has been very, very subpar. So I'm going to need a new strategy. I know. If
What are we going to do?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
I really don't know.
I'll figure something out for you.
We're going to figure something out. You were talking about golf courses, and you were mentioning, little geese shit here and there, dry patches. What would you say in the Philly area, so to speak? We've got a lot of famous courses. There's tons of golf in Philly.
I know.
What is, like, the most underrated golf course? I'm sorry. Give me one that's underrated and one that's overrated.
Okay. Underrated. I don't think it's underrated. I think a lot of people, especially in my area, because they haven't played it in so long and thought about it as just a track. Jeffersonville is amazing. I'm a Donald Ross fanatic. He's in my Mount Rushmore of golf architects. I love what he did to that course. They fixed the course up. They fixed up the clubhouse. So a lot of people I talked to, I haven't played that place in 10 years. And it was, out in East Norton, and it's crappy, and it's owned by East Norton. It is a beautiful course. It's amazing. The price is great. Now, getting a tee time these days is virtually impossible. That's not that hard. You can do it. You go out as a single, you'll be able to get a tee time, no problem. But I love that course more than anything. Overrated? I hate to go overrated.
We can go private or public. It doesn't matter. Really.
Well, see, I've barely done any private courses. I'm trying to think here. What's an overrated course? Help me out.
We can get back to
I'm zoning. Yeah,
we can.
Usually it's the price thing. Where you go out, you're spending a lot of money, and you're like, whoa, is that really worth that much money? And I hate to say skip back, because I like skip back. And again, I only know the locals in Montgomery County pretty well. And I paid a lot for that. I'm like, well, I can pay 30% less and go to Maccoby Run or Butter Valley or somewhere out there. And I like skip back. And I know I have a lot of friends who like it too. And I hate to diss any course, but that's shooting in my head right now. But those are the two. But I need to get out and see more courses, because I really know Montgomery County well. I don't know Bucks as well as I should. And then I've done a couple up in Lehigh and Berks and that a ways. I'm in a golf league on Mondays, but it's not a golf league that keeps
That's
score or anything
right.
like that.
Okay.
It's a bunch of
Okay.
old retired dudes who just go out and play. And when you're a judge, it's not that hard to get a Monday off or ease up on a Monday. So I end up playing with a bunch of guys in their 70s. And by the way, they beat the
Yeah.
snot out of me. They hit the ball
Ah,
straight down the middle, 200 yards, no problem. Next shot, 150 yards. Are playing off the senior tees, and I'm
mm.
looking like an idiot. Like I can barely hit the ball, but yeah, I have fun doing it. They're good
You have
people.
fun. Well, see, you have fun doing it. Now, a little bird told me that you have a very interesting story about how you became a judge. You gotta disclose the details. And remember,
Okay.
no holds barred here. Just
No
shoot
holds
the
barred.
shit.
It's
Uh-huh.
a good story. Oh, we're down here. So I'm originally from Washington D.C.
Okay.
D.C. born and raised. Lived there for 30 years.
Hmm.
Um, got married to, and I'm no longer married, just in case you're wondering. Got married, and this woman's family lived up in Pennsylvania. I was working at Discovery Channel. I'm like, okay, this is cool. I'm in the television biz and blah blah blah. But we had twins. And when we had twins, her family lived up in Montgomery County. And she's like, look, let's move up to Lansdale and you can go to law school and become a rich lawyer and all of that. And we'll live the dream life. So I decided, okay, why not? I'll go to law school for 4 years. I went to Temple Night School. Now, while I'm at, up here, I needed something to do between the 9, 10 months when I started law school. There wasn't anything in the television business. I couldn't be an influencer yet. And so
Hmm.
I worked at a car wash, and I was working at a car wash for, 6, 7 months. And eventually the car wash says to me, look, man, we've got a guy and the guy wants to be a car wash manager. So we're going to let you go now. And I'm like, okay, I just got fired from a car wash. Great. It was Masters Week. And I remember I go to this place. It's now no longer there. Rest in peace, Freddie Hill, which was a driving range up in the Lansdale area. And I start hitting golf balls. And the guy next to me is like, ooh, you got a pretty good draw. And I'm like, I never hit a draw. Turns out he's the judge, or was the judge at the time, of Lansdale. And I told him my story, how I'm going to law school and this and that. And he goes, do you need a job? Because I got a job right now to be a clerk. So I start clerking for this judge and going to law school. And while doing that, I'm like, okay, I'm meeting lawyers, I'm meeting cops, I'm learning about how cool a gig this job is. And I'll tell you a little bit about what a magisterial district judge does in a little bit. But I got to know him, I got to know the people. So eventually I graduate law school. I get divorced in
Nice.
the meantime.
Oh
And
no.
I'm living in Lansdale. I have these neighbors who have this tiki bar in their yard. So I would go there
Oh,
every weekend and hang out. And they
fun.
were all the locals. They were born and raised in Lansdale. They knew everybody. And in 2009, I said to myself, well, you know what? I might as well run for this thing. What the heck? Who knows?
Mm.
The numbers weren't great. I was registered one way, everyone else was registered the other. But I hustled, I knocked on doors. I had a charm about me, I guess. And when the polls
Ah.
closed in 2009, I was
Mm.
up by 5 votes. And this is out of about 5,700 voters. And I'm like, oh, I won.
Oh.
Great. Except later that day or the next morning, my ex-wife actually calls me and she goes, what's the deal, Ed? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to be the judge. She's like, no, you're not. They said new votes came in and it flipped it. So from 5 votes up, I was 12 votes down. I lost that election. There was a woman I was engaged to, broke up with her. So that was a blessing, actually. But that's a whole nother story. 2015 rolls around. So I wait 6 years. Now the judge that I did not beat, and it wasn't the judge that I worked for, he
Okay.
decides to retire. I
Mm.
swoop in and say, hey, I'm going to run. A bunch of the
Hmm.
people in the other party are like, he was cool. He didn't do any bad mouthing. It was good politics. He was a good guy. He should have won anyway. And I basically got the gig in 2015. I've been doing it ever since. And every 6 years, you have to have an election. So I did have an opponent in 2021, and he was born and raised in Hatfield or Lansdale. He knew everybody. And here I
Mm.
am, this divorced Jewish kid. I'm like, oh boy, I'm in trouble. And he was a police
Mm.
officer, and he was really well liked, but not as well liked as me because I won and I kept the
You
position.
won.
So I got to do what I got to do. But I've been doing this
Oh
job for over
no.
10 years. It is the greatest job. It's unbelievable. I get to
Right.
bring my dog to work every day. I have concert posters up on my walls. If you could see
Yeah.
them, you would know.
You,
Um, you help people. You get a lot of people
Yeah.
with a lot of problems. You get bad people every now and then, but most of the people that are in here that are
I
criminals
know.
or have had a past, usually it's drug issues, mental health
Sure,
issues.
sure, sure,
There's a
sure.
lot of tough things going on in the world. And
Yeah.
my little way of helping people is doing this job. So I love it. I love every second of it.
Yeah.
And I'm not really the lawyer type. I know you want to argue things, and I will argue, but in the end, I'm more of a negotiator, more of somebody trying to get everybody to get their heads in the same spot
Got it.
and do the
Got
same
it.
things. So
Got it.
there you go.
I
That's
was
the story in a nutshell.
in a nutshell, I was actually going to throw in a little rebuttal about you being problematic with your ex-girlfriend. I'm like, "Ugh, maybe she wanted to like, maybe she's the reason why
Whoa.
you lost, but no." That's no,
Nah,
that's
it
interesting.
was, you know, that it's really hard to get out there. Politics is tough. I hate
It
politics.
is.
One of the great things about being a judge is we're really not allowed to get into politics, and that's a blessing. I
I
see
feel
all this
so.
craziness on social media, and I'm staying out of it. I don't want to
Mm.
be involved with it, and it's a good thing because it's only divisive, and people go crazy about stuff. So I just sit back and
Gotta sit
watch,
back, and then
and
just
hope the
watch.
world doesn't end.
Oh my God, that's another story. Interesting question. Do you see, because like I was thinking when you were telling me about a judge and then all just like your whole you seem really interesting and congratulations on being a writer
Oh,
for Dairy. We're gonna
yeah,
be
why
seeing
not?
your yeah, why honestly, like because why not? Why the hell not? Do you see similarities between how lawyers think and how golfers think?
Lawyers, not all lawyers are the same. So
Okay.
I've seen many a lawyer. Some are very analytical, some are very obsessive compulsive, others are very laid back and people persons. So I wouldn't lump lawyers all into the same thing, but they do have a mind for looking into everything and trying to get more in depth. They probably look more into a hole than they need to and overthink things probably more than they need to instead of just going with the flow. Here's the hole,
Mm,
hit it as straight as I can, just breathe. You know, there's a whole, you know, there's the technical part of golf and then there's the mental part. And I think the mental
mhm,
part, if you can get into that zone and not think so much and just swing freely and be free, you'll
yeah.
probably be a better golfer. And I think those good golfers are the ones that can let go. So lawyers probably tend to overthink things, but I'm sure some lawyers have plenty of money and good clubs and can overcome all that with
Ah,
practice.
that's funny. We're coming off of the Masters. We saw Rory McIlroy do a two-peat. He repeated.
Yeah.
You're talking about like the best kind of golfers. What stood out to you with I don't know if you got a chance to catch any of it, but what stood out to you in his
Oh,
performance? Like, did you think that he was going to come back and win again? Now, I pegged him being the winner. I wasn't really well, my
really?
my opinion wasn't real. Yeah, I said Rory's going to do it again. And I believe I texted my friend. I said, never under, he goes, well, I got my money on Scheffler. I was like, okay, dumb. You're going to lose your money. I said, never underestimate that spiteful Irish spirit. So,
Interesting. I didn't think he would do it again, only because the numbers don't bear it out. You know, I do a one and done golf pool that I love. I'm totally in it. We
oh,
text each
okay.
other about it. There was well, I couldn't pick McElroy because I picked him earlier, but I didn't think, you know, repeating is very hard at the Masters. Only
That
Nicholas,
is.
Faldo, and Tiger have done it. And there have been a lot of great golfers that haven't been able to do it. And the way he won the year before, he stumbled into it. I mean, that was a roller coaster ride in 2025. So this year, I wasn't as big on Rory, but he has the tools. He is one of the greatest golfers of this generation. And there is no doubt about it. And I thought what was interesting was players weren't taking advantage of some of his missteps. And then when he had a chance to seize the pressure on that back nine, he did. And I think that was a new Rory from what I'd seen in the last few years, where he's had those moments to take advantage and he'd miss a little putt here and there. When he three putted on hole number 3, I think it was, I was just like, uh oh, here we go. But he steadied himself. And then he birdied, I think it was 7 and 8. And I'm like, okay, this guy's got a great shot. And he kind of got past the rough waters and really seized control of it. And for Scheffler, it was just too little too late. I mean, Scheffler for some
Mhm.
reason this year has started off slow in every golf tournament he's been playing in. Either over par or even par on Thursday and Friday. And then he turns it on Saturday and Sunday, and he's right there. It's like, gosh, if you just would
Mhm.
have played even half mediocre on Thursday or Friday, you'd be winning this thing by a mile. So
Mhm.
Scheffler, for some reason, has run into this sort of speed bump on a Thursday and a Friday. But Rory was incredibly impressive. I mean, there were times I thought Young was going to pull it out. Justin Rose, I mean, I was pulling for Rose a little bit because he's just been there so often, but even he felt the pressure. And I think he had that missed chip. I watched the whole thing. I studied the darn Masters. And I think it was on number 12. He had a chip to get on the green, get up and down, and get a par, which sounds easy, but is really hard. And he did what I would do, which is chip it about 5 feet and have it sit in the rough
About
again.
5. Yep,
And
yep.
I was amazed by that. But
Mhm. Mhm.
it's always impressive. I love watching the Masters. There's just something nostalgic about it because I just remember
Yeah.
watching it as a kid. There's just something beautiful about it, and something it's hard to get to. It's hard to go there, and I think it's sort of this mecca for golfers every time. So I really enjoy it, and the way the coverage is. Although everyone's talking about the 18th hole and Rory shanking it to the right and nobody knowing where it went, and nobody seeing his second shot, which was interesting because usually that is the best broadcast of the year. They have their act together.
Mhm.
I mean, Jim Nance is just a consummate pro, and everyone's great. So, but overall, amazing. Did you watch it start to finish, or were you out golfing? You were out golfing.
I was out golfing in LA actually, but I was looking at I kept like tabs of I was keeping tabs on the live feed that was coming in, and then just obviously the highlight reels that I kept seeing all over social media. Just from that perspective was really like I'm just getting the download of different um perspectives on what's really happening. But I was looking at Rory's numbers. So I saw that he was down, then I saw him go back up. And frankly, in a weird way, my jaw stayed in place. I actually wasn't all that surprised. You know, he has a I would say he had a bigger objective going into it this time around. One, yes, he wanted to do a two-peat because he wanted to join that club, right? He had a lot of issues when we go back to the Ryder Cup with the gallery, right? So there's a lot of and again, there's going to be a lot of discourse around Rory and the gallery, Rory and choking, Rory two-peat. He had more objectives and odds stacked against him, which is why, again, you never underestimate that feisty spirit, you know, that underdog spirit. In a way, I believe he was going in as the underdog. Funny enough, just my
I
opinion.
I somewhat agree with you. I also think
Mhm.
he's done the Grand Slam. He's completed it. He's
Mm.
at peace right now. And I think he actually has less pressure on himself. He can kind of
Mhm.
wing it and go out there and look at himself as the under. Oh, you think I'm going to? It doesn't matter. I've already done the Grand Slam. I don't know what more I need to prove. And
One
I
more need
think
to
there
prove,
is a
yeah.
looseness to his golf. I would not be surprised if he won another major this year. I thought that switch would turn on sooner after he won the Masters last year. It didn't, but maybe this is the year. Yeah, he might win one or two more and
Right.
one or two every season. I think when you have that pressure released, and
Mhm.
I've already screwed up. I've already checked. It doesn't matter. I'm already
Mhm.
6 majors in, the most of any
Mhm.
European. I think he's tied with some other guy. I think Faldo. And I think he's going to wing it from here on out. And I think he's going to do really well because he has the natural talent and ability. And we know he's one of the best golfers in the world. So it only
Amen to
behooves him.
that.
Yeah.
What do you think Augusta does better than any other major venue?
Oh, I think they embrace the beauty and the nostalgia of golf and
Mhm.
just seeing that same course every year and the azaleas and the time of year, and it's so evocative of spring and of beauty and of rebirth. And it is that first tournament. It really, for me, and I wrote about this, this is really when golf season starts. You can get a warm day in March and you can see them playing in Hawaii in January, but this is really when you feel like, all right, now golf season started. I'm going to go out there. It's going to get warmer. Heck, it might even be 90 degrees in the middle of April. It is a great time to be there. And that whole you've seen that course so many times before. I think of memories. I have memories of times when I've watched. I remember vividly 10 years prior. I was with my kids in Colorado. I took them skiing because I won that election. I said, if we win the election, we go skiing in Colorado. During Masters Week, we were playing. So it's snowing out there up in the Rockies, but we watched, and I watched Spieth crumble. That was the one where Spieth he was up like 6 strokes, 5 strokes, and just fell apart, I think, on hole 13, and ended up losing to Danny Willett. And I remember that one vividly. I remember another Masters where Greg Norman choked. I remember the chokes for some reason. But there's a lot of memories of other tournaments. The Nicklaus putt back in '86 was before your time. But I think you always have that framework of that course. Whereas US Opens and the other ones, they're different courses every year. It's hard to remember where they were and what happened, but you always have that center. It's sort of the golf center. So that's my answer in a nutshell.
In a nutshell. No, I love that. Just on your background, you said something along the lines of, when people are lying, your background. And when
I
it
think I
comes
do.
to, yeah, you think you do. When it comes to, I guess, like a lawyer perspective crossover, so to speak, watching elite players manage pressure at a place like Augusta must be rather interesting coming from your world.
I
Would you
cannot
say?
even imagine doing
Yeah.
what they do and the pressure they're under. And I will sometimes put that on myself. And
Mm.
I tell you, I'm a casual golfer, this and that, but I am in a golf league on a Tuesday where we do keep score and we keep track of everything. And it's all for nothing. It's dollar beers. We don't really care. But my
Right.
team's never made the playoffs in my 4 years. But even then, a 4-foot putt that could win the hole, I feel that pressure for a nothing thing. It really doesn't mean anything. Now, imagine a 4-foot putt for $1 million, or for the glory, or for being one of the greatest golfers in the world. It is immense pressure. I don't know how they do it. I think part of what they do is not just learning the game of golf. I think there has to be psychology or mental. I know there are golf mental coaches, and that has to be a part of it, because you have to be able to handle the pressure. And I think lawyers, it's interesting. They come in, they got a big case. Some cases are big, and the ones that are smooth and just feel like they know what they're doing and have been there before really are the better lawyers. They can articulate everything. They can argue what they need to argue, and they act like they've been there before, and they're really good. And you get a sense it's not a cockiness, it's more of a confidence. And but that probably pertains to golf too. I mean, these players are that good. They get to a certain point where it's confidence over cockiness, and they know they have the ability to do these things, which is pretty cool. I envy it.
Amen to that. Now, listen, coming up, the Philly golf fans have something very special coming up this season. We've got the PGA Championship coming up, right?
I can't wait.
And that's a big deal here. What makes it? Have you ever had the chance to play at Aronimink?
I've never had a chance to play. I did have the chance to attend the BMW when it was here. Oh, gosh, I forget when.
2012.
It was like 4 or 5. 20. No, it was. They played the BMW at Aronimink. No, I think in the last 19 maybe. Tiger was there playing. Keegan Bradley won it, and it was interesting because a friend of mine was in the media. He had a press pass. He couldn't go because it got rained out and moved to Monday. So I went on his behalf on a Monday. I didn't write anything, but I had free reign to go where I wanted to go. And it's an amazing course. And once again, it's a Donald Ross course. And Donald Ross sets up these courses where you think you're in a good spot and you believe that, oh, okay, the green's right there. But the way he designs the greens and has the false fronts and all of that, they're much trickier, Donald Ross courses, than they appear. They seem to be easy, but they are not easy courses. And I one day I hope to play it. Again, I'm piggybacking on you to get me onto some of these courses, because I've just been doing publics. I did get a chance. The only privates I've really played, when I moved up here, my brother-in-law at the time was a member of Meadowlands, which is now Bluestone. I did play Talamore. I've played Bluebell Country Club, Lulu, which I love Lulu. And I got onto Squires. We should talk about Squires someday. You know about Squires?
I know.
Yeah.
All I know is that I have boobs and I'm never allowed to see that mediocre golf course. But you know, it's funny. I actually have I found out that my great uncle was the one who hired the only, I think she was Jewish, the only sole woman to have ever been employed at Squares. I don't know if she
Really?
did like bookkeeping or something like that. This was like back in the day. So
Wow.
a little claim to fame with the connection with Squires in my family. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Um, oh yeah, and there's a lot of golf in my family. Obviously, my father taught me, but my great uncle and my great aunt, I think they used to manage Flowertown Country Club. That's where my
Ooh.
parents got married, actually. And the pro there at the time was Lou Guzzi. Years later, Lou Guzzi became my coach, and he's now the teaching pro over at Tallamore. So
Wow.
I found like again, this world is, and especially this area for Italians, very, very, very small.
That is
Um,
super cool.
the and you know, and I have played Aronimink. It's a stunning course. Just when I thought like I hit a good shot, and I'm like, okay, not too bad. It's the rough, whatever. That rough is dangerous. It's so dangerous. It's thick. It's your club gets stuck. My club face opens up. I'm hitting everything short. You have to club up like at least once or twice to be able
Oh
to hit
yeah.
a decent shot at the distance you want it to. Mind you, no wind. But it's neither here nor there. So it is a stunning course. And if you ever get a chance to play it, I highly recommend that you do so. There is something so incredibly breathtaking about Aronimink. It is one of my favorite clubhouses. It is one of my favorite courses. I love the environment there. And earlier we were talking about the BMW. I said 2012 because I was there for the AT&T. I was a sign bearer for the
Oh, I
pros.
want that gig. How'd you get that
Yeah,
gig?
I was a sign bearer. Well, I was the junior PGA player of the year in 2010. So because I got that, they allowed me to be the sign bearer. I carried that
See,
heavy ass sign around for
but
these
it's
pro
fun and you're
events.
there with the pros. Look, I
Yeah.
don't know. I'll do a Seinfeld reference. Do you know Kramer and Seinfeld? And
Yes, of
he was the
course.
ball boy during the US Open. I want to be the
Yes.
sign guy during the US Open. I would love to just carry around the sign and walk the course with those guys. I think it'd be just so cool
Right.
just to be in the moment without who were your golfers you were carrying the sign for?
So it's so funny. I was just thinking about the names, but it was I carried the sign for, so there was no press, little to no gallery in my threesome that I was carrying the sign for. Suddenly, the one guy, something Haas, I think it was, I believe, I
Phil
remember
Haas
a
or
double, I can't remember, but I remember it was a double vowel last name. He led the first day. By the 15th or 16th hole, I think he finished -3 or -4 on day one. The whole hole was crowded with the gallery and the media. And again, this is 2012. I'm a lot younger than I am now. I'm a former child. But I just remember just being like so overwhelmed with all of these people rushing in on our little group. Now everybody wanted a piece of what this guy was doing. Granted, I never saw him again on
so
the
you only did it that
leaderboard.
one day.
I can't even recall. Yes, he was leading that one day, but then he did not. Obviously, he didn't win that year. And then you see
But
Ricky
did you
Fowler
do
in
the
the
sign
orange.
holding? Did you do
Yes,
the
this
sign
was me
holding for the 4 days?
for all days, every
Oh,
day. Yeah.
super fun, super
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Well, they were probably all asking who's the sign girl? What's going on here? Who is this person? That's what I think was going on.
I was probably, how old was I? I was just entering
25, 20.
from my freshman year of college. I just finished high school. This was
That's
a
so
long
cool.
time ago.
So
Oh
you're like
yeah.
a good golfer. I didn't even know this. You
Well,
were like a
I could be
champ.
lying. I could be lying. Would you know how to tell if I was lying?
I think you're telling the truth. Who makes that up? I don't know. That's a good call there. Maybe you are. Well, I have to play with you. But you probably spank me. I am. I did get a birdie the other day. It was amazing. I
Proud
couldn't
of
even believe
you.
it. This is after losing 7 or 8 balls on the course. I was shanking them all over the place. I was down in Florida playing with
Mm.
my kid and two buddies of mine, and
Oh,
we were
nice.
out of our element. But the 18th hole, and I'm one of those golfers that it takes me a few holes to warm up. Some people start hot and then they die out. Some people are consistent throughout. I am definitely a give me a few holes and then I start warming up and playing better. And somehow on the 18th hole, perfect drive, perfect second shot, 10-foot putt. I'm like, I know what I'm
Mm.
doing. I'm
You know what you're
sucked back
doing.
in. I'm back into this game. Darn it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Aronimink and that PGA championship, I cannot wait. Philly is
It's gonna
a
be fun.
great golf town.
It is.
Super underrated. Some of the best golf courses in the world are right here in Philly, private and public. So we
Mm-hmm.
have that going for us. I mean, Pine Valley, Marion, Aronimink. Are you kidding me? All there within 50 square miles. And then you have some of the best food in the country. I'm a bit of a foodie, and we've got
You
some of the
have to
best
be, yeah.
restaurants around. And then music. I'm a big music guy, and some of the venues and the bands that play here, they'll play New York, but they'll always come to
Mhm.
Philly. And you know what? It doesn't cost $1 million to drive into
No,
Philadelphia, get a parking spot,
no.
and see a band. So I love Philly. I have lived here now 25 years from DC, and I have all my DC friends
Mhm.
going, when are you going to move back to DC? I'm like, I'm never moving back to DC. I got Philly right here, all these great things. So
Oh,
Aronimink, I think, is going to be a great stage for golf. And I think the
mhm.
PGA knows this. From what I heard of the new commissioner, they are going to try to get more golf into the Northeast area on a regular basis, which I think is smart because there are a lot of golf fans up here. I mean, we are
There's
hungry for golf,
tons.
and we
There's
never get a
tons.
tournament. We get the
No.
true by accident kind of last year.
Mhm.
Thank God we're getting Aronimink. I would love a tournament every year in this Philadelphia area. I think we have the courses to pull it off. And I think you and I are the people to bring it to the masses and to let them know how great Philly is and how great golf is here in Philly. That's a plug.
I I appreciate your enthusiasm. And yes, we're gonna have a very busy year. Speaking of busy, I want to move on to a lightning round because we're talking about all the wonderful golf courses in the area. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a little bit of a this or that, one word answer only. Let me see how you
Okay.
do. You ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Let's
Okay.
go.
Okay. Marion or Pine Valley?
Oh, Pine Valley. And no offense to Marion. I love you, Marion. If you want to invite me on and convince me otherwise, I'm here
No,
for you.
we can offend anybody. We're
It's just the
Marion's
lore of
fans like
Pine
you.
Valley. And for some reason, I had
Yeah.
never, I can't believe this. And I was a big golf guy back in DC. I never knew about
Mhm.
Pine Valley until I moved up here. And then people are like, you don't know about Pine Valley? And I'm like, oh my God. And now I know.
Yeah.
So have
Now
you
you know.
played there? Have you had a chance?
I've been invited to both. I haven't played at both because the people who are inviting me are, uh, like they're single guys. Read between the lines. I'm like, I'd rather just
Uh,
get on with my dad or play with a girlfriend or somebody else but you, anybody but you.
Good for
Uh,
you.
yeah,
That's
yeah. So
I don't know if I
we've
would have the ability to do that, but I'm a dude. So what do I? If a woman invites me to play putt putt, I'm there. Whatever.
You're
Let's
there.
go.
Oh yeah, you're there. Oh yeah, you're there. You just got to be careful because she could like totally rig your future elections. Moving on to the second part of the lightning round. Okay.
Number two.
I am such a bitch, man. All right, we're all good, all good. Early tea time or twilight round. What are we doing?
Oh, Twilight. Twilight. I cannot get up in the morning.
Uh-huh.
I don't do hearings before 9:30 in the morning. I am not a morning person. My dog tries to get me up, and my dog's sitting right behind me. He's being such a good boy today. No way. I'm
Mhm.
not a morning person. Always
So
Twilight. And
if I called you up and I said, "Hey, 8 o'clock tea time at Philly Cricket Club, you
oh,
coming?"
I'm there. Oh, that's a given. That's a gift. Forget about it. You call me
Okay.
up. First of all, I'm there.
Mhm.
8 in the morning at any golf course that I normally couldn't get onto, I would totally be there.
Okay,
Absolutely.
because
But
that
you
was my
said either or.
reality yesterday. That was my life yesterday.
The other
All right.
interesting thing about a twilight round is you're
Mhm.
racing against time on those last few holes, and you want to get in as many as you can.
Yeah.
And so I've played twilight rounds where it's like, can we get in 18? Yeah, we could do it. And we're playing 18
Mhm.
basically in the dark, and it's kind of fun in a certain way.
Mhm. It is kind of fun. And guess what? You play faster too because you want to get the hell out of there.
And when you play
Driver,
faster, you're looser. You're just like, let's just go.
loser.
And sometimes you make great shots.
You make great shots and you're like, maybe I'll put this in my gin handicap. Next one. Driver confidence day or putter confidence day? That's a good one.
Ooh, lately it has been driver. My driver's been pretty consistent and good. I've been very
Okay.
happy with my driver.
Driver it is. Augusta or St. Andrews? You can only pick one. One word answer only. This is
St.
tough.
Andrews. You only want one word. I could give you the reasoning, but you know.
Mm, mm, mm. I can pick up on it. I can pick up what you're putting down. I get it. Next one.
Okay.
Match play trash talk allowed or not allowed?
Allowed. It's fun.
Has to be. It's
Yeah,
fun.
come on.
I
You got to
know.
take, you got to suck it up and you got to take it and you got to dish it. Makes it more
Yeah,
fun. Don't
it
cross
does.
lines, but yeah, have fun with it.
Are you a
It's a
line
game.
crosser? Are you a line crosser?
A little bit. Don't tell the people there. As a judge, you usually
Mm,
feel like you have to toe the line. But like I said, if you come into my court, and someday you will, you'll see artwork that's crazy. You'll see a dog. And truth be told, I'm wearing flip flops right now, and I wear flip flops a lot during the summer because you can't see
gotcha.
below here anyway. So might as well be comfortable.
You're wearing
Yeah, a
flip-flops.
little bit of a line cross.
Nice. Nice. All right. Best halfway, like the turn. Best halfway snack. What are you getting?
I've got a sweet tooth, so it's typically a Snickers and a Mountain Dew. Give me a little
Ooh, okay.
sugar. Let's go. And I love the Mountain Dew, so that's usually
I,
my turn go to.
are you ready for this? I never had a Mountain Dew my entire life. I never drank Mountain Dew.
Okay, we got a few things here, Francesca. We got Mountain Dew. We've got
No,
Wayne's World, which we talked
no,
about before this show, and
no.
Caddyshack. I think you need a reawakening with those three things. I just
I, I don't think
do
so.
two of them, please. Pretty please.
No.
You won't
Last
even
one.
watch Wayne's World. I'm banking on Wayne's World. I got to talk to your
Absolutely
folks.
not. Absolutely not. One rule change you'd make to golf tomorrow. Ooh,
One
ooh,
rule
this is a
change.
good one.
One
One,
rule change.
come on, Judge. This is all you. You could change the
Let him
rules.
ground the club in the sand. Who cares? I do it all the time. What difference does it make? Just touch the darn sand. Enough of it.
Yeah, touch some sand. Go pound sand.
Yeah, pound sand.
You
Let
should
him
be
do
allowed to
it.
go pound sand. Oh my gosh.
Unleash the
Wait,
fury.
that was so good. That was a really good one.
Thank you.
That's actually a
I'm winging
really
it
good
here.
one. Oh, okay. I love it. So where can we where are you located? Where's your court? Where's your high
Well,
court?
I don't recommend
Your
getting a
Highness.
ticket or getting in trouble to come here. But if you want to sit in and watch me do what I do, I'm always
Mm,
open to the public and all of that. I'm in Lansdale,
okay.
up by Station Square Apartments. I really don't do the social because I'm really not supposed to. And I really kind of keep a little private. It's kind of one of those judgy things. And it's
Yeah.
tough because I'm living this dual thing because I'd love to be an influencer. I'm such a ham. I would have done this a million. Like if I were around now when I was young, because when I was young, I had my own golf show, which we'll talk about later, or maybe
I
we
want
won't
to hear about
this
it.
time.
Wait, you had your own golf show?
So when I was a young, struggling journalist, TV person back in the '90s, um, I worked for a cable access station. So back in the day, you didn't have all this stuff. You had each
Mhm.
county had their own TV because they wanted to show what's going on with the schools
Right.
and the local. So in Montgomery County, Maryland, they had a county cable access station. And I was there. And while I was there, they had a daily news show, which only talked about what's going on in the county, local sports, local weather, blah, blah, blah. The sportscaster was Bram Weinstein. I don't know if you know that name. He was on
No.
ESPN. He is now the play-by-play
Okay.
guy for the Washington Commanders. He loved me. He's like, oh, you, and we were the same age. He was the sports guy. The news director hated me. Couldn't stand the air I breathed. He would not let me do anything.
Why?
I
No.
don't know.
Why?
Sometimes I rub people the wrong way. He would not let
Hmm.
me do sportscasting. I'm like, all right, well, if
Really?
I can't do that, I'm going to do my
Mm,
own thing. And I got to figure out how to play golf for cheap and get free stuff and all of that. So
mhm.
I got, I
So
had
on brand
access
for
to cameras.
you.
booths and editing booths. And I decided to create this show. And the show was called The
Nice.
Back Nine. And here's the gist of the show.
Okay.
So I wasn't going to teach anyone anything. I'm not good. I'm not trying to make you good. There's a million shows that try to teach you stuff and try to show you this. Or there's a million shows that take you to a course and you see 3 or 4 people shooting even par scratch golf. I'm like, most golfers aren't that. Let's get regular, normal golfers. So, of course, the first 5 or 6 episodes are my friends and buddies and all of that. It's like whoever, whatever I can get. But what I would do is we would play 18 holes, but we'd only video 3 of the holes, and they would be the signature holes. We talk about the holes, and then we do a little video montage of us playing the hole, maybe 2.5, 3 minutes. I'd get local bands to give us the music, so I wouldn't have to pay for licensing. I couldn't afford Green Day or whatever. So I'd get some local band to give me music and just mash it up. And then I would interview the 2 people, like a 2.5, 3-minute interview. What do you do? I had a chiropractor. I had the coach of the Washington Mystics on there. I actually was this close, and it was right before I moved and stopped doing it. I had Kornheiser and Wilbon from Pardon the Interruption. They wanted to do it, even though I'm like, I can't pay you. We're not going to make any money, but, we'll play golf. And they're like, we're all in.
Yeah.
That was before PTI ever happened. So I was close
Okay.
on that. And it's somewhere out there in the YouTube universe. If you look up the Back Nine episode, whatever, it is out there. I'll send you the link sometime.
Please
And
do.
make fun of me, because this is me.
I will make fun of you.
26 years ago,
Yes.
just hacking away, and we weren't that good. And there are par 3s where me and my guest are shooting triple bogeys, but it's fun, and it's fun to watch somehow, seeing people that aren't that great at golf, because you can kind of empathize.
I think
with
it's way more fun. I think it's way more fun watching people hit bad shots. I think hitting good shots is boring. Respectfully, I do.
When you watch them hit bad shots, it's more fun. But then when you see them do a good shot, you're like, they've got it in there. There's somewhere in there. They can do this.
Yeah.
So that was the gist of my show. I did about 14, 15 episodes. And when I say Wayne's World, which you don't understand the reference, it was a cable access show with these characters. I actually would go to golf tournaments. The Kemper Open used to be down at Congressional. And I would walk over, people would be like, that's the Wayne's World of golf dude. That's the golf dude. I'm like, wow, I got a little following, because I didn't think anybody watched cable access.
You're famous. So
I had 15 minutes.
And I'm like you're that Philly golf chick. So you and I have a lot in common, my friend.
We do.
The Philly golf chick. Now, if they're calling me the golf dude, that golf dude, we're gonna have some problems. But
no, you'll always be the Philly golf chick. Use it, monetize, go crazy on it, because you're what it's about. People are talking about you, so it's really cool, and you're getting a lot of followers, and you do a great job. So keep doing what you're doing. You do.
Duh, of course I do. Yes, of course I do. We're gonna own all of it. And
one more self-promotion. One more.
Yes, go ahead.
I do host trivia every Wednesday night, 7 to 9 at Tannery Run in Ambler. So if you like trivia and you want to hang out with me and do some trivia, I host it. It's a lot of fun. Good beer, good food, blah, blah, blah.
Who won the Masters in 1993?
1993. I'm thinking Faldo? I don't know.
I just asked. Wait, let me look.
Yeah, let's Google that. That's good trivia.
Look it up.
I had 2 Masters questions this week, by the way.
I'm looking this up, because if you're bad at trivia, no one's going to show up. Who won?
You got to give more hints than that.
Nope. Who won the Masters? Hold on. I'm looking this up right now. Hold on. Who won the Masters? And
the art of a trivia question is to leave another little hint, something dangling. 1993, okay. This player from wherever.
All right. Blank rhyming with hanger won the Masters in 93.
Bernhard Langer. I like that. Very nice.
Good. Appreciate you.
Trivia skills.
No, I do not. I appreciate you.
Trivia questioning skills. Actual knowledge of trivia, I don't know. But the asking of questions, you're doing good.
Amen to that. Listen, Ed, this was awesome. I love getting perspectives like yours, because Philly golf, when you said it's severely underrated, it really is underrated. I always say, if you go to Montgomery County, you can play at Lulu, bang a great drive out in the distance, and it will somehow land at either Manufacturers or Talamore, or maybe even the 1912 Club. It's amazing. So I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time to come on to our little show here and share your enthusiasm for the game. And I know I'll be seeing you around.
This
So
was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to working with you a little bit in the
let's do it.
future. We got a lot going on, and any help you need, I'm here for you. And just don't get a traffic ticket out here, okay? Then I'd have to
I'm
recuse. So
cracking
we don't want
up. I'm
that.
great. It's good to have a traffic ticket plug, and I appreciate you for that. And as we wrap up, for anybody listening, if you're getting ready for this season, don't forget our friends over at PXG. You can use code Philly Golf Girl 10 at checkout. Subscribe wherever you listen to our podcast. We're on every major podcasting platform. Go on and follow us on Instagram too if you haven't done so. And I'll see you again next time on Pin High Philly. Guys, keep it in the fairway. Until next time, I'll see ya.